Dear participants of the Education Day, greetings from Helsinki, Finland. In my presentation, I will tell you the results of our recently published study. The title of my presentation is The Effectiveness of a Simulation Game on Nursing Students' Self-Evaluated Clinical Reasoning Skills, a quasi-experimental study. My name is Jaana-Maija Koivisto, and I'm a postdoctoral researcher at University of Turku, Department of Nursing Science. I'm also a principal research scientist at Häme University of Applied Sciences. Nursing staff lack knowledge and skills in recognizing changes in patients' clinical condition. At worst, this can lead to death. This is often due to poor clinical reasoning skills. However, in over 80% of cases in which patients died unexpectedly, the event could have been identified already 25 hours before the event. Safe patient care requires strong expertise and professional competence as well as constant practice. Training and skills development are recommended actions for enhancing patient safety. Educational organizations need to deliver deeper active learning experiences and skills-based training that integrate technology and can be accessed anytime and anywhere. In healthcare education, the use of serious games and virtual reality in support of professional learning and competence development is growing. Learners' engagement in the learning experience can be enhanced by combining game elements and simulations. Simulation games refer to software that replicate decision-making processes in real-world situations. Simulation games can be used with mobile phones, tablets, computers, or VR headsets. In our recent integrative review, we identified 3 different virtual reality technologies used in healthcare: haptic device simulators, computer-based simulations, and head-mounted displays. In nursing education, the most used technology was computer-based simulations. We found in our another study that the use of several game elements in nursing simulation games is still rare. The game's space were generally two-dimensional. Feedback was given in multiple forms. Most of the games were single-player games. Games had realistic and authentic environments, and most scenarios were related to somatic healthcare. The benefits of simulation games include authentic and realistic patient scenarios that allow learners to apply and test their knowledge and learn clinical protocols. Authentic graphics and animations and sounds create realistic patient experiences. It is important that learners can interact with the patient and the hospital environment. Different feedback systems, such as immediate, sustained, and delayed feedback, triggers reflection. One benefit is that a large amount of data can be used in analyzing learning processes and decision-making processes. Research shows that good learning outcomes in clinical reasoning can be achieved by gamifying simulations. We found that nursing students' clinical reasoning skills have improved mostly in collecting information about the clinical condition of the patient and taking action in patient care. However, research on the effectiveness of learning clinical reasoning skills through simulation games is still very limited. This research was designed to evaluate the effectiveness of a simulation game on nursing students' clinical reasoning skills. The research questions were: How were nursing students' clinical reasoning skills before and after playing the simulation game? And what is the difference between nursing students' clinical reasoning skills before and after playing? The game we used in the study was developed in my doctoral dissertation. The game mechanics were built around the clinical reasoning process. The gameplay is non-linear, which allows the player to proceed with patient care based on the patient's clinical condition. 5 surgical patient scenarios were used, all including a systematic assessment and treatment of critically ill patients by using airway, breathing, circulation, disability, and exposure approach. We used quasi-experimental design. All of the participants participated in a one-week intervention. The students were instructed to play each of the 5 surgical patient scenarios at least once, but the number of played scenarios and the playing time was unlimited. The students' work during the intervention week was not controlled in any way. Students filled in self-report electronic questionnaire in 2 phases, before and after playing the simulation game. The clinical reasoning skill scale was used in the study, and it consists of 6 subscales based on the clinical reasoning process: collecting information, processing information, identifying problems and issues, establishing goals, taking action, and evaluating outcomes. Descriptive and multivariable analysis were used to analyze the data. Most of the students were in the age group of 21 to 25 years. The majority were female. The largest group of respondents was enrolled in the nursing program, and most of the respondents were in their first year of study. Most of the respondents had less than 1 year of work experience in social and health services. Statistically significant differences in gaming activity were found between the background variable categories. The male respondents played more non-digital and digital games than female respondents, and the nursing students played more non-digital and digital games as well as educational games than the midwifery students. Before playing the simulation game, the participants rated their clinical reasoning skills strongest in evaluating outcomes and weakest in establishing goals. After playing the simulation game, clinical reasoning skills were best in collecting information and again weakest in establishing goals. Students evaluated their skills in item utilizing the ABCDE approach in the assessment of patients' clinical condition best. Multivariable analysis revealed that the students rated their clinical reasoning skills higher after playing the simulation game than before playing the game. The difference was statistically significant for almost all of the 25 items. The largest difference between means was observed for I can utilize the ABCDE approach in the assessment of a patient's clinical condition, and the smallest for evaluate whether a patient's clinical condition has improved, deteriorated, or unchanged. There were only 2 items that were not statistically significantly different before and after playing the game. The study had some limitations. One, students' self-reported questionnaires were used, and there were no control group in the study. The main result of this study is that student self-evaluated clinical reasoning skills improved after playing a simulation game. One interesting finding is that the students improved in their ability to use the ABCDE approach to assess patients' clinical status. This could be explained by the fact that the ABCDE approach was used in all of the scenarios, thus enabling the students to practice the protocol repeatedly and helping them to internalize and automate the clinical procedures. The findings of this study also support previous research indicating that students' ability to establish goals does not improve through gaming that effectively. Simulation games are recommended to be used in gaining clinical reasoning skills and in learning assessment and treatment protocols. Simulation games can be used as a part of regular staff education within healthcare organizations for maintaining and developing clinical reasoning skills. Thank you.